Zombie apocalypse.
Hello and welcome back, my little goblins, or welcome if you're new. Today, we're going to be playing a game called Dungeon Crawler. You can find this on Steam, as per usual. If you'd like to play for yourself, you can find the URL in the description. But it's a dungeon crawler that has arcade mechanics to it. It seemed really interesting. I like arcades. I like cute animals. I like dungeon crawlers, and I'm pretty sure if you guys clicked on this, you also like it too. So, let's just get to it. Ahead and get that started. I do want to just point out as well, I did turn the actual like music off just to be sure that I don't get a nice little copyright claim. But I'm gonna look further into that so that you guys can hear music if you would like. But we're gonna go ahead and look at all the characters that they have. So they all have looks like a little bit of lore behind them as well as what their specific stats are. So we've got Sir Bunalot. Sir Bunalot used to be a knight, but he gambled away all his coins and fell from grace. He is now on a quest to reclaim his lucky paw, which was chopped off by the evil dungeon lord. Your health is increased by 10, and you start each turn with 5 block. So there's what 10 daggers, 10 small shields, and then what's all this here? Okay, so that is stuff. So the following items are unlocked by winning a run with this character: body armor and Sir Bunlot's lucky paw. Okay, so that is one character there. Then we've got Scrappy. Scrappy is Sir Bunlot's strange cousin who's obsessed with metal because he grew up on the scrapyard. The second claw is always a magnet claw. Get 1 strength if you collect at least 5 metal items at once. So you got the 5 daggers, the 10 small shields, and then there's no numbers next to these. And then what would we unlock with him? The magnet claw, and then the Scrappy's lucky paw. All right. Moving on to the next character here. Selena was always made fun of because of her love of carnivores. She swore that she would one day tame a tiger, but so far she's only managed to tame a house cat. I mean, it's like about the same thing, right?
Wait, what?
I mean, not exactly, but we'll give it to you. We'll give you points for effort there. All right, so the stats with Felina. Cream Puff permanently fights at your side. You start the fight with 1 strength. Ring of Strength increases your strength by 2. Small Shield increases the block by 5. The Big Shield by block by 10 when picked up, and then attacks the nearest enemy for 5 damage with the 5 daggers. And then with Felina, once we actually can win a run with her, we would get the Felina's Lucky Paw and Felina's Cat Carrier. Okay, so that would mean that Cream Puff is a kitty cat then, presumably. All right, now we have Count Clockula. That's how I'm going to go with the pronunciation. Count Glockula was evicted from his castle because he spent too much money gambling on bat races and couldn't pay rent anymore.
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, damn. That's unfortunate. Cannot block damage. Heals itself for 10% of all damage dealt to enemies. Okay, so this is kind of a fuck you character. Good to know. Attacks the nearest enemy for 5 damage and you get 10 daggers. And then the unlockables, you got the hand mirror, reflects 1 attack or debuff back to the attacker the next turn. And then Count Clockula's lucky paw, healing yourself for 5% of all damage dealt to enemies.
Nice.
So, I mean, once you get those unlocked, I can definitely see that being pretty beneficial, but the initial like down stats of this character is not exactly appealing for me to try first. So we're gonna glance at this last one that we have here. Oh, look at him. He looks so derpy and cute. Okay, moving on. Thonk. Thonk may not be the most sophisticated bunny in the dungeon, But there's one thing he does better than anyone else: throwing stones. Thunk. The second claw is always a slingshot. Attacks the farthest enemy first. Hey, that's what's up. And then there's like high scores and stuff, and then look. Oh, okay. So he's got like 3 different things that you can actually unlock with him. The following items are unlocked by winning a run with this character. So that's going to be Thonk's Lucky Paw. One of your claws is always a slingshot. Slingshot, you can use an additional slingshot the next turn. And then Diamond splits a slingshot rock into 2 rocks. So this actually doesn't seem like too bad of a character to maybe start off with, but like almost kind of like a tanky build, kind of like I would almost say Maggie from Binding of Isaac because of that extra cushion that you get with her yum heart and so forth. But um true question is, who do we want to play? I'm kind of curious about this character, but the idea of the slingshot with Mr. Thonk doesn't sound like a bad idea. So that's what we're actually going to do that instead. Um We're going to do normal difficulty. Choose your lucky paws. Select the lucky paw you want to bring with you. Lucky paws can be combined to make you stronger. Win runs with different characters to unlock more lucky paws. Win one run with this character to unlock the lucky paws. So you can't select anything as of right now because we need to actually win a run. So that's what we're going to go ahead and attempt to do. So we're on floor 1 of 20. We have 20 floors. Good to know. Okay, and you can move like that. Okay. So we've got 10 of those, 5 of those in there, and then we move with the standard controls. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to try to get this diamond and the shield to start off with, get a little bit of shield there, and then I believe, wait, what? Why? I guess I'm not entirely sure what. Oh, that was cool, I guess. I'm a little bit confused on what just happened.
I haven't a clue what's going on here, but I'll act like I do.
But like, we got to see the little slingshot stuff in action. Oh, that was actually a pretty good grab. We got a sword in there. We got a shield up in there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead then and do that because I think that gives us what it hits. Yeah, and then we've got the guy in the back gone. I need to actually probably try to grab some shield. I mean, we're not like hurting by any means for health. We're only at a couple of health missing, but better be safe than sorry. We're gonna snag all of that. Awesome. Okay, so I actually really like this slingshot stuff that we got going on. I'm gonna grab a little bit of shield. We'll take that damage, but I was mainly going for the shield, even though they're probably just gonna take it. We'll try like right here and see how much of this that we can actually get. We got 2 shield out of that. All right. Ah, no, not nice. That was my butthole.
How rude!
Mr. Slime. That was rude. And for that you shall die.
Stop! You violated the law.
I hope you learn from your sins. And you are next. Just slowly by surely. Oh, hell, bitch just sat there and went, and then healed in front of me. That's like when fucking I be playing fucking Dead by Daylight and survivors be popping the med kits right in front of me, like,
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
take this. Haha. I don't really think I'm gonna need the shield all too much, but we'll take it anyways. Cause yeah, see, I didn't even get a chance to take the shield. Bro was dead before the shield even made it through the fucking chute. All right, so we get to pick one reward from here. Dart arrow attacks a random enemy for 6 damage. Antidote removes all stacks of poison from you, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any poison damage debuffs on me as of right now. And Ring of Strength increases your strength by 2. Mm, I think I'm gonna go with strength for right now. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next little area. Oh, interesting. So you've got 5 attack, 5 attack, rock slime. This enemy intends to buff itself or others. And likewise with this, and then 2, 4, 6. Okay. So good to know. Good to know. We're gonna try to go for that diamond first. Okay, we got the diamond, we got a shield, and oh, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so actually, I'm thinking maybe come this way and hope that we can try to pick up as many of the shields and stuff. Oh, I did get all the shields. I was kind of anticipating. Damn, y'all ate my shields! Fucking hungry ass bitches! Damn! Rude! Ay, 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 ay. Okay, we're actually gonna come here. Hit that, hit that. And then we got 2 of those stones in there. Flippity flap. Y'all kind of fucking me up now, actually. Alright, so we got 2 stones in there and 2 shields. Okay, so one of them is now finally gone, which is great. We'll take that shield. And although it's pretty much, it is gone now, actually. It's not just pretty much, it is gone. That's okay, because we're gonna get one of back on top of all this extra damage. Bet. That guy's pretty much dead. But we'll go ahead and do that. And with this turn, he should be Gandhi. Because he's only 2 health, and this is gonna, like, yeah. Only one of the items was even able to make it through. We're gonna go ahead and... I didn't even read the other items. I just saw healing flask, and my ass just, yes, heals.
This is... What? This is boring. Delete.
I've lost some health. I will take mine. But hold your horses. We shall read through all of the items first.
But I want it now!
Okay, so we got plastic knife, attacks the nearest enemy for 15 damage, decreases its damage by 5 each time it's used. It resets after each fight. Leech, it removes all poison stacks from the nearest enemy, heals you for 1 health for each removed stack. And again, I don't really have any poison, so it would be beneficial for later on when I potentially come in contact with an enemy that does poison damage, but as of right now, I don't. So this is more of a looking in the future type stitch, and
I think we're making a mistake.
and this is what are we at health wise? 82 out of 100. I'm thinking I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and not take the healing flask this time around. 'Cause I think though I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the amount of health that I'm at. That's just because I am a weenie and I go to Weenie Hut Jr.
What? But I'm not a weenie. I'm sorry, sir, but my sensors indicate that you are indeed a weenie.
But that's okay. But we're gonna go ahead and probably go with the plastic knife. But just one moment. I am actually thirsty, so I'm gonna take a quick second to take a drink. Um, and I don't know, you do that too if you happen to be thirsty, I guess. I don't know.
That hit the spot.
So, I now have hydrated myself. And I hope you guys are no longer thirsty bitches either. Moving on. And yeah, so I believe it's supposed to go with the plastic knife. I keep looking at that healing flask though. It's shiny! Look at it, it's blue, it's shiny.
Ooh, pretty.
My brain says, ooh, pretty, pretty, shiny, shiny, take it. But we should do this. So we're gonna do this. Hurry up before I take the other one. All right, what's this? What the hell? What is this? So my deck. So this gives me something else for my deck. Play. Okay, so pick one reward. Get a random buff each time a lucky ability is triggered. Heal 8 health if you kill an enemy with a critical hit. I think I'm gonna take that because then that covers the healing bit, and I don't have to really worry about taking health too often, so long as I can actually maintain doing the critical hits and so forth. All right, so now we've made it to floor 2. What are you? Fifi Fortuna. I can bend fate in your favor and help you find what you seek. Do you want my guidance? I'll trust my luck. 50 Fortuna leaves the dungeon, but you still gain a small bonus chance to find rare items. Or, yes, guide me. 50 Fortuna grants fortune tokens that boost drop chances for specific items. Sure, why not? Take a selected token. Can I read what they do? Okay. Self-damage token increases the chance to get items that deal self-damage or have effects when you get hit. Damage token increases the chance to get items that deal damage or increase your damage. Increases the chance to get items that interact with block. Increases the chance to get items that interact with spikes. Increases the chance to get items that interact with frost. Items that interact with poison. Increases the chance to get items that interact with critical hit. For money, lucky ability, because it seems like it's worded pretty much the same throughout the beginning of it. So I'm gonna bear you guys the annoyance of hearing that over and over. So this is for healing items, and so this one is to be able to interact with companions. Yeah, for a higher chance of items to interact with companions. So that would be like the lady that has cream puff, because it's the only one that I'm aware of right now that out of the ones that we have unlocked that said anything about having some sort of companion. So dodge token fluff increases the chance to get items that interact with fluff. Oh, so all of that random stuff that wouldn't be bad. That increases the items for interaction with fire and then for interaction with water. That fluff doesn't sound like a bad idea because there does seem to be quite a bit of that in the arcade machine in itself. And so I think we're going to take that for right now. And yeah, hopefully it does us well. All right. We're going to see what this is. Oh, it's a boss. Hello. You got 100 health. Okay, so we would technically be relatively even. I think what we're going to try to do is go immediately for that diamond and a shield. And then we're going to bounce that right in there, grab all of those shields, try to shield up like crazy. Because, like, yeah, see that right there alone took all that shield that I just, put out. And how much damage would he have fucking done to me right there? Alright, so it's our turn to do some damage back. Not too shabby. We'll go ahead and take all of that. Alright. Ooh, ouchie! What did you do to me? A fire debuff of some sort? We're gonna go ahead and maybe do that. Got quite a bit of damage incoming in there. And then maybe... Oh, wait. Doesn't that give us a damage up? I believe so. The little, ring flippity flap. That was a good amount of damage you did to me there, sir. Alright. What are you at now? 30? That's okay. Not looking too shabby. So we'll just take all that damage. There you go. Now you're down to 5 health. So that little bit of, like, little slap you just did to me means nothing. Alright. Oh, damn. I was about to say that was a good grab. I had a good bunch of stuff in there, but nah. The game said, You thought. Okay, so we have finished the round, and now we have the option to pick between the 3 items here. So we have Pyromaniac, increases your strength by 1 each time you deal damage with fire. Picky, if you only pick a single item in a turn, it gets used twice. That might not be bad for me because sometimes I can, in fact, be picky. Bargain, reduces prices for all services by 20%. Okay, so I'm actually kind of torn on between picky and bargain because as of right now, we don't currently do any fire damage. So this is one of those things where like we would be preparing for the future that we don't know if we're actually going to get, an item for it. I think I'm going to take bargain though. Okay. And then we are at full health, so that little like health chamber down there isn't really going to make sense to take. We have 2 ways here. I guess we'll go this way because it looks like there's a chest, so that'd be good items maybe. Ooh, new enemies. Okay. I do want to know what we can get that is going to actually utilize the fluff because I did take that like special add-on. Whoa, excuse me, good sir. That was not very nice. And then actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to, yeah, I'm gonna grab that ring if I can. He's gone. Goodbye. Oof. Okay, I think now that that guy in the back is gone, I should probably try and get some shield. I've been doing more damage than anything this time around, but that's okay because now we're actually just down to 1 enemy, so like it. What? Interesting. Okay. We'll go ahead and grab that. And he's Gandhi. All right. Oh, looks like Leech has come back up. Deals 2 damage to yourself, increases block by 10. We got the Leech reward that has, showed back up. And then Sponge attacks the nearest enemy for 5 damage, increases the damage by 5 each time the machine is filled with liquid. What do you mean by the machine is filled with liquid?
I haven't a clue what's going on here, but I'll act like I do.
Removes all poison stacks from the nearest enemy, heals you for 1 health for each removed stack. I guess we'll take that for right now. Because we will potentially get hit with debuffs from, enemies. So let's see what we get here, though. Here is our options. Improved propeller increases the time that you can use the propeller 5 seconds. Suspicious green rod. At the start of each fight, apply 3 poison to all enemies. Nice. We'll take that. And then, so this is quite a few fights, actually. So we'll get to see whether our little goodies that we just got are going to be beneficial. We're going to go ahead and do that. And awesome sauce. Actually, do I want... No, I'm going to grab some shield if I can, because we're at 77 health and 3 enemies. Kind of makes me feel like maybe I should... Okay, now there's down to 2 because we were able to go ahead and take out the one in the back. Grab some extra shield because I want to make sure that we lose as least amount of health as possible. Alright, we were able to get a couple of damage. There's that. We got 1 guy left here. Let's see, can we snag this diamond? Damn, I missed my turn there because I tried to grab the diamond that was at an angle that was unobtainable. But that is a-okay. Alright. There was no need for me to pick up that mushroom because I didn't have any poison damage. But ended up in our little draw, so try to grab all this damage that's right there. Okay, awesome. So we have another selection to go through. We have our spiky shield, increases your block by 3 and gives you 3 spikes. That doesn't sound bad. Honey ball, any item that touches it will stick to it. The item will unstick if it is submerged in liquid. That doesn't sound bad either. And icicle attacks the nearest enemy and deals 1 damage for each frost stack on the enemy. I think we'll try this honey ball and see, because I imagine that should help with like being able to get extra items from the claw. All right, so let's see here. There's that right there. Let's go ahead and do that. And then, come in there. Got a little bit of shield that, okay, they're all taking a considerable amount of poison damage as we speak as well, so that's great. Think we're gonna try to come right over here and try to grab as many of those as we can. Because getting the little mage dude that's in the back out, that would be lovely. Okay. Quite a bit of shield right there, but I want these little daggers. Okay. There's that, and that. If I shoot the little thing right in there, it will grab all that shield, and now we're at 20 shield. They went ahead and they ate all our shield, but you see, look, now that guy's at like pretty much full health again, and so now that's why I'm sitting here and I'm like, I wanted to get him out as quickly as possible to begin with, but I have the attention span of a gnat, and I'm like, ooh, pretty, shiny, shiny. What does this do? Okay, he's gone now though, so that works out. I, unfortunately though, am not looking too pretty on health. So that is a little bit concerning, but we're just gonna have to try to make do with it, you know? We got 1 enemy left, so hopefully we can make it through, no issue. Let's actually try to grab where this honey ball is at. Yeah, we got quite a bit of stuff there. We should actually be able to take him out immediately. All right, so we have 3 rewards to pick from here. So we have Toxic Bulwark, increases block by 15, permanently increases the amount by 3 if an enemy dies from poison while the item is inside the machine. Spiky Shield increases your block by 3 and gives you 3 spikes. Or Toy Piranha attacks the nearest enemy for 5 damage, swims around when submerged and eats fluff, increases its damage by 1 for each fluff eaten. Resets after each fight. I think I'm going to take the Toxic Bulwark. And then there was, if we go back, there was that healing area. No? Can we not go back, actually? What are you? I don't know. I guess we're gonna see what they are. What did you give me? Oh, mini fridge. Increases block by 5, collects all ice items inside a small radius and increases its block value by 5 for each collected item. Converts all frost attacks. Winter gloves. Cannot speak. Winter gloves. Converts all frost stacks on you into strength at a 2-to-1 conversion rate. I think I'm gonna go with the mini fridge, I guess. And then, yeah, I definitely can't go back. So we'll take this health immediately. Looks like, might be able to get a little bit of health there. Yeah, we got quite a bit of health back there from that. What are you? What do I, oh, where's my money at? Oh, I actually have a decent amount of money. Let's go gambling! Okay, we'll do 1 more and then we'll leave. because I don't know if there's going to be an actual like proper payout. All right, so we got one guy here, but Jesus, look at that. He's got 166 for health. Talk about intimidation. Jeez. All right, well, I'm gonna go for the fucking honey ball right from the get-go. Get all that and that stuffy wuffies, and then can I maybe get one of the rings? If yeah, there you go. I got the ring there. Got that plastic knife, I believe that I had gotten. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this stuff there, maybe. He's taking damage slowly but surely. And doing a little bit of extra damage would definitely be beneficial, but we're just gonna, we're gonna keep trying the best as we can. All right. Yep, let's do that. There you go. We got 2 daggers there. We got the plastic knife. All right. So our little poison damage stuff is done, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to now really try to focus on making sure that we do as much damage as possible. Okay. What are you gonna do, good sir? All right. Let's try and grab some of the shield here, because though we're only at 60 and not necessarily hurting for health, I would just like some extra health. Well, a shield in place of the health that we're not necessarily, obtaining. So let's come over here this way. See what we can grab there. Ooh, nice. That was actually a pretty good pull there. Let's see. How many of these can we grab? Not too bad. Oh, you took, what was that? 20-something shield from me on one hit?
Did I just hear that right?
Bro, what? Excuse me. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Okay. Moving on, I guess. I was trying to decide if I wanted to. I got 1 dagger. Oh my. Okay, so can I get, there you go. We unfortunately did not pass that level, and we are being made fun of by an edgelord shark. Damn. All right. So that was, our first attempt. I actually didn't completely hate that. It was started getting a little bit more challenging, definitely, as you started to go. I definitely think that I need to be a little bit more strategic about with what I'm grabbing. So we're gonna go ahead and instead of going to the main menu, we're gonna try with this character one more time and see if we can get a better outcome. Because I was kind of grabbing things, I feel like, kind of willy-nilly because I'm still getting used to, because I mean, this just got the game, but getting used to what all of the stuff does and all that good whatnots. So, oof da, oof da, oof da. You did a lot of damage to me there. Fuck you and your shit. All right. Actually, if I bounce it off of that, bounce back into the wall and grab. Okay, I was hoping it would bounce back into the wall and grab some of those things, but you never know. The claw be doing claw things. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so we got like a long sword, a couple of daggers. Didn't really matter. He was Gandhi. All right, so pick 1 reward. Metal shield increases block by 7. Double-bladed sword attacks the nearest enemy for 20 damage but lose 5 health. I don't like that. Big shield increases block by 10 when picked up. Double the amount of block when picked up alone. I will go ahead and grab that because I don't I'm not really one for the you take some of my health and I get nah fam, we good. All right, we gonna go ahead and try to grab a little bit of shield from the get-go because they got shield already as it is. And see what we can grab from there. Ooh, nice. We actually got a. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting to do all that much damage right from the get-go like that, but like, thank you.
Did not see that coming.
I'll take it. All right. What if I? Yeah. Now I've got shield. I had shield.
You stole it!
Bro sat there and said, nummy, nummy. Fucking ate it.
No, 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 no!
Fucking fat ass. That's what you get. Damn. All right. What? It's not fair. He ate it. I got all that shield. I worked so hard for that shield. And then he looked at it and said, like fucking Jeff from fucking Marvel Rivals. Yummy,
Did the thing. That's it. Moving on.
yummy. Okay, so I did like this when we got it in our first run. The big shield never is a bad idea to have extra shield. And then what is this? Plastic shield. Increases block by 15, decreases its block amount by 5 each time it is used. I think I'm gonna take the honey ball again because I did like having that in the arcade machine. I just needed to use it more effectively. I was just kind of going, "Ooh, that's a nice big cluster of items," but not really thinking about exactly what it was. Because I was spending so much time grabbing shield, and then they're just taking out the shield, and then wasting my turn by grabbing shield, and then it, endless cycle of silly billiness. All right, what are we gonna get? Come on. We got one item there. It's a frost item. And oh my, it dropped quite a bit. Whenever a pet disappears, its strength buffs and debuffs, cheese, are transferred to the player. Well, we don't have a pet. So we're going to take the permafrost option. And all right, we're doing fine for health. I cannot for the life of me remember what her stuff was, but let's go ahead and see. We took a frost thing, right? Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do that and take the frost token from her, maybe. Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you, madam, or whatever it be. All right. What are we gonna get from you? I don't necessarily need the health, so I'm gonna. Ooh, what's that? I was about to say, ooh, what's that ID thing that I'm about to grab? And game said, don't worry about it. You ain't getting it, so you don't gotta worry about it. All right. We're gonna actually go for the honey ball immediately because it's attached to quite a bit of damage from the get-go, and then the shield. Now, if I can bounce this off the wall, grab all of that, I have even more shield. Ooh, what is that? Poison? Is that something I should be concerned about? I don't know. What does it do? Oh, you poisoned me, ya bitch! Okay, now we know. So, ugh. Alright. I've got to figure out a way to get rid of that. But for right now, we're just going to grab all of this. Hope that it fares well and that we don't die to Boyo's poison bullshit. Nice. Okay, so we've evaded that poison. Our shield's gone, though, and we are slowly but surely taking more damage because the motherfucker got quite a bit on me there because didn't really know what I was grabbing. You live, you learn, you lose. You know, all of the above. We'll take that shield, please, and thanks. You gonna... Okay, yes, do your little slappy slap. Ooh. taking a lot of damage, and I don't like that. Be gone with you. I'm really trying to evade taking the fucking spore things that he put in there. Ah! No! Thank you for all of the shield. I will take it very much so. Thank you. Alright. Please. Okay, good. It's a lot of shield, not necessarily damage, but at least that kind of helps with not immediately dying because I said, "Ooh, what's this?" Like when I fucking played Don't Starve, and the video should still be up. It wasn't like a full on like playthrough, but like there was these big ass birds that were nested by where I was staying at, and I just consistently was going and fucking with them because I have one, no self-preservation, and I never learned my lesson. All right, moving on. Pick one of the rewards. Cuddly. Each collected fluff heals you for 1 health. Critical healing. Actually, I'm probably going to immediately take that, but we're going to read the rest of the stuff first because I want to know. Critical healing. Heal 8 health if you kill an enemy with a critical hit. Or picky. You only pick a single item in a turn. It gets used twice. But we're going to go ahead and grab this fluff thing because there's usually plenty of fluff. We're going to try this way. We got a battle. All of the enemies in this are just really cute. That's one thing I really like so far. Like all of the art in itself is just, it is appeasing to the eyeballs. All right, good sir, do your damage. That was quite a bit of damage. You took all of my shield, and I literally licked the fucking side of the wall there with the fucking claw. Didn't even make it down. I had to use the fucking slingshot to actually get that damage, but hey, you know, it is what it is, man. Ah, crap. We gotta try to avoid those little spore things. So, I guess if we can come across that one thing about poison, that would be great. I don't need all that health, though, but it's good to know that it's nice and useful with all the fucking fluff that's usually in here. Because we got quite a bit of health back from that when we ended up hitting all of them. So that is good to know. Ooh, that bro got healed up here. Okay, so I do definitely need to try to take them out. So I need to stop being so finicky about the damage from the poison guys that are right there, so that I can actually get to the stuff that I need, because they're back up at full health again. And that is a bit of a issue. Okay, so let's just, a lot of the spores are right there. Can I bounce this off of the wall maybe and then grab? No, I still ended up grabbing some of the damn spores alongside it. It's just unfortunate. Alright. We got, what is that? At least 1 dagger there. Yeah, so there's a little bit of damage. Let's try and, over here just fucking ourselves up. So I definitely see the appeal of having the fluff thing for the health, but damn, I did it again. I ended up hitting the wall because I was paying too much attention to what I was trying not to hit than what actually I would have ended up getting. But we ended up getting a little bit of damage from that. Every time I get even just a teensy weensy amount of damage on this guy in the back, bro up here ends up healing him. So this guy in the front really needs to go. Get out of here, bro. Like, no, just get out of here. I'm gonna have to take on all this extra stupid poison damage because I really needed to get that stuff out of the way, but it looks like, oh, you've unlocked a new character, Dolly. Okay, so it looks like we got some stuff to go and see that we unlocked it, regardless of the fact that we got our asses completely obliterated this round.
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look! It's just a flesh wound.
So, you know, that's what it is. We learn as we go. You never really truly lose if you take the time to learn from what you did. So, and that is unfortunately the bro. How you gonna sit there and wave my foot at me like that? But here's the new character that we unlocked. So let's take a look at them. No one really knows where Dolly came from. One day they just showed up in the dungeon. Most assume that Dolly is a discarded pincushion. Each time you deal damage to yourself, you deal the same damage to the nearest enemy. Health is increased by 50 and block is reduced by 50. Now, this actually wouldn't have been too bad in that last run with how I was stupidly taking on so much damage from taking all of those spores because I was just, oh, I'm not having any enemies that are doing like, spore damage to me. Nah, honey, it's because it's gonna be in the, it's gonna be in the machine. You're gonna fuck yourself over. All right, so that is actually gonna be where we call it for episode 1 of Dungeon Clar. I really enjoyed it. The characters are all really cute. I actually, as I said, I think at some point during the video, or maybe I just thought it to myself. I don't know. But, everybody has those moments, right? Anyway, I felt bad for killing some of these things. They're so fucking cute. Okay, that's besides the point. If you guys happen to like today's video, go ahead and leave a like to let me know that you enjoyed. Subscribe if you'd like to become part of the Goblin Army family. And if you'd never like to miss a post, push that bell icon. Now, you spread positive vibes. Spread positive vibes. Until next time, I hope you have a Goblin-Tastic day. Bye!
Bye, have a great time.